Hey Trey, I'm Chinwei. I'm one of the co-founders of PocketSuite. How are you doing?
I'm all right. And what about you?
Very excited
Good, good.
to finally meet you in person.
Right, right. Likewise.
Nice. Trey, I'm Sean. I'm the community manager. Pleasure to meet you. Thanks.
All right. All right. Pleasure to meet you as well.
All right.
Trey, I've got to
All
admit, I didn't realize you had such a deep voice. You know,
right.
we were texting all the time, right? And you know
Right.
that's how someone sounds. You got a great voice.
Right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's been like this since I was like, shoot, I want to say 13, 14 years old.
You're
I had a
kidding.
deep
You
voice.
had this deep
Yeah.
voice at 13.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Wait, so
People
you,
use
you
it as a
could call
mistake.
the school and impersonate like your father and get out of class
I,
and stuff, right?
you kind of beat me to it because I was saying people will call the house and I'll be talking and then they'll start talking to me like I'm my daddy and I'm like, oh, hold on, you want to talk to my daddy? Here he goes, man, you sound just like your daddy, man. And so yeah, if I would have been, if I was thinking, I could have tried to use that back then.
So Trey, honestly, there's so much I want to talk to you about. You have a tremendous social presence. Like you're online, you're telling your story, you're sharing inspirational quotes, you're sharing nutritional guidelines and meal plans. Like you've got a whole setup here. So can you tell me, where did this all begin for you? What was your entry point into fitness, and how'd you get to where you are now?
Well, I kind of was always an athletic person. I played basketball throughout the years, but pretty much got it from my dad. He was a bodybuilder back in the day, so him doing push-ups and so forth. I'm on his back. He took me to various, gyms and stuff like that, and eventually, he got me my first gym membership, and it started from there. But it was around the time of when he was first diagnosed with cancer and so forth. And so after he got diagnosed and got back to work, that's when he got my gym membership. And like you say, the rest is history from there. He passed on, but that seeing what he went through kind of helped me what motivated me to stay with it and so forth and everything, because they said he survived almost 9 years, and they said that was because of his health and physique. So that was an eye opener for me, and that started. I mean, I started like everybody else, slow, go in 1 or 2 weeks, then next week you don't see me and so forth. But till I started seeing results and people start coming to me, complimenting me, asking me questions, wanting to work out with me. That later done the decision for me to become a fitness coach, and and like I said, the rest of the history from there.
What's your workout philosophy? What's the secret to getting to where you want to get to in terms of your fitness goals, your wellness goals?
Well, they say stay consistent, but you want to be progressively staying consistent. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be where you just keep doing the same thing and you're not getting any progress from it. So if you ain't seeing any changes, you need to switch it up. So it's always got to be consistent progressing or switching it up and everything. And that kind of, in a sense, make it interesting. It keeps you doing it for longer. If you already reached the goal, and then once you don't reach it, you get bored with it, and then you fall off the wagon. So I kind of say that would be my secret there. I always have something you want to work on, because there's always something to work on. So that would be my thing. Find something that you would like to work on or more, and then also be consistent toward that goal and so forth.
As you think about running a business,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say are like the best decisions you made in starting your business or in running your business that have made a big difference for you and how you live?
If I had to think about it, this right off top, the first thing would be just doing it. I mean, it was plenty of fears and plenty of reasons why I shouldn't have done it, and so forth. But plenty of people that told me maybe I should wait, do this or do that. But me getting out there, jumping in, even though I didn't really know what to do or how to do, but I jumped in and did. And like I said, stuff started happening for me. The more I progress, the more I learn, the more I bump my head and learn from no failures and so forth. Stuff start coming, clicking and everything, and start working for me from there.
Oh, so I check all the social media, right? So I watch
Mm-hmm.
everybody all day, every day, all night too.
Okay.
But
Right.
what I noticed about you, man, it seems like you have a lot of heart. You seem like a really genuine person who like likes other people. And I was
Right.
gonna say, how do you come out every day and be so optimistic and like in a good mood and excited, and that obviously works because you know you have all these clients and they're coming to see you, right? There's so many
Right.
personal trainers. So
Right.
how do you do that? How do you be that guy every day?
Uh, well, I mean, I try not to dwell on the negative. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't help you, you know, in the long run and so forth. And being, I guess, being in that fitness world or realm, uh, that helps with the stress, you know, and everything like that. It'd be time that I wanna, you know, if I probably, you know, there's tear something up or so forth, but I tear it up in the gym. So far, I hear Chinway laughing, okay,
Yeah, I
but
feel it. I feel
yeah.
it.
So you know that right there, like I said, I've been working out myself for 15 years. So so that usually I would say my stress reliever there. So you know, that helps me out through a lot of things. So that'd be the biggest part of it, I would say.
Nice. And on the flip side, of all those user training people, what have you learned about all different kind of people? Like what are things you now you know about different people?
That in the sense how you just said it, everybody is different. You can't treat everybody as a cookie cutter or towards approach or whatever. Where you basically gotta treat them meet them where they at, and then get them to the where they end go. You can't start them think they already advanced, that they already know what they are doing or how to do this, or you know what type of exercise they should be doing, because that's the reason why they came to you. So if you treat them as such, and then you also treat them with, you know, kindness, understanding, and also, you know, full support and genuine, you know, love, and want them to get to their goal, then you know that goes a long way.
And you become friends, like actual
Right.
friends.
Right, and that's usually who I like to work with. I don't like to work with nobody that I don't genuinely want to work with. Like I said, if we don't meet each other, we don't vibe, we don't have a certain connection, then it'll be I would turn that client down. You know per se. 'Cause I would like, you know, I like to work with people who you know, would like to work with me for one. That definitely gonna help you get both of us to work with each other better to help that person get to their goal, and that's what it's all about. That person getting to their goal, and me making a connection with that person. But if we don't connect the vibe, it'd be hard for me to get them to where they need to be.
So, so most people hire fitness trainers in part for accountability, right? They want to
Mm-hmm.
accomplish a goal and they don't feel like they can get there on their own.
Right.
I know I've been in this position where it's like, I just can't make the session. Like something came up, but I'm actually
Right.
ashamed to tell my
Right.
fitness trainer because I'm like, I'm also still about my goal. I don't want you to look
Mm-hmm.
down on me. So what's the craziest excuse you've ever heard for like why someone didn't make it into the gym, or I'm you know, I got to cancel because that.
Let me see. It's a lot of excuses. The reason why nobody won't do anything. They'll say
Top
things.
three.
Top three.
Yeah.
Well, one, generally there's gonna be time always there. It's gonna be something that came up.
Okay.
You know, they gotta get their child somewhere, or the spouse or something like that, or whatever. Overslept, that's another one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't actually can't. I had an actual spot I was training out of at one point, and a guy I came to the spot and everything like that, and it was 5 o'clock in the morning. He didn't hit me up or nothing. And then later on, he said he overslept. So that's one. Uh, let's see. Third, I'm trying to think of a
You got to
third one.
come up with some crazy ones. These are all standard. You got it crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. I ain't really had just a big crazy one. Not yet. I mean, give me some time, but I ain't had a really big crazy one just yet. And but I'm sorry, I would say the third one maybe, as I said, time. What else I said time, overslept. Uh, I don't know. They basically just said you know, one, they just ain't plain motivated. They came to me for the motivation, and then, you
Okay.
know, I can
So
say like that.
Some will admit that. They'll admit it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just unmotivated today. I just not coming in.
Right.
Oh wow, that's great. Bravo. Yeah.
You know, Chinwe is looking for new excuses she can use.
That's what it is.
I go to
my homework, right?
Right.
My go-to excuses. I'm running over on a call. I'm running over.
But that's a great point, because I was gonna say, it sounds like your relationship with your dad is like really what fired you up and kept you going, and you know, you wanted to do right by your dad. But like, how do other people stay motivated? Like, especially after COVID, everybody, you know, gained some weight, lost some muscle tone, then the negative psychology of all this crazy stuff going on. Like, how do you keep people hyped up and motivated and keep them coming? You know?
Okay, well, I definitely understand, and I try to meet them, like I said before, I meet them where I'm at, and also with that, with meeting them where they at, also becomes with transparency as well. So when COVID-19 hit, it definitely hit everybody, including myself as a trainer. So it, you know, so a lot of things was going around and everything like that. And in a sense, I had fell off the wagon for a minute, you know, and everything like that. And me being able to relate that to them, to let them know that I'm not a superhero or something like that to come to help them with the goal. I am just like them too. I make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I learn from my mistakes and so forth. And, you know, it not necessarily to say mistakes, but, you know, I learn from my downfalls and so forth. And then I get back on the wagon to keep doing this, you know, long term and everything and so forth. So being able to relate that to them and let them know that I do some of the things that they are already doing at times, but, you know, but I know how to do things that makes them feel more better and at ease, you know, and everything. Instead of me looking at being a person that's looking like I'm super perfect and looking down on how they should be, you know, and so forth. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And how do you keep it fun? Because like I'm in my mid 40s now, and I used to love it. I used to get this pump and all this adrenaline. I don't get that anymore. So how do you keep it fun, even though sometimes it's just like hard work, you know?
Well, I always tell them I'm a fun trainer. You know, but I mean business. So I like to joke around. Like in most of my workouts, I have fun games and challenges that I do with them. So if it's in a group setting, I have, you know, they be teaming up, going against each other. Little challenge I do, you know, playing with dice, playing cards, making interesting stuff like that. Even like musical type, you know, I don't know if you know, like musical chairs, but in a sense you're doing it in a sense with a type of workout with music done and everything. So I make it interesting that way.
Nice.
So I have two business questions for you that are specific to fitness.
Okay.
One is group versus private sessions. Do you have a preference? It sounds like you might do both, but do you have like, in a perfect world, would you do one or the other? Or like, what's the
Okay, I started off as I'm pretty much online now, but I started off as a one-on-one. So I do like that one-on-one connection with the client and so forth. And also you do have benefits for us with groups where it's not just the one-on-one connection with me. They have other people to help motivate them and get to connect with and stuff, and help them push them even more than probably what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, they don't want to be there with me, you know, they want the group, you know, and so forth. So with that said, I would say, I don't know. I say it's almost a split tie, but I probably would say one-on-one, but you know what I'm saying? But the same, I would probably say one-on-one.
Okay. Yeah. And my second question is, when I've talked to a number of fitness trainers, they have a love-hate relationship with sales. Like they just don't like, it's like, I've got a relationship, I've got a connection to someone. I don't want them to feel like I'm selling them on anything, but they've got to eat. What's your take? How do you handle it?
I started, like I said, I started out this like blank, not knowing anything about business and so forth. I didn't really have a fear of sales. I just didn't really know how to sell. So I wasn't a sales person and so forth and everything. So until I started learning, you know, been into some mentorship programs and some programs I found on how to make this without being a sales type person, and then went to my consultational sales call, it started working out better for me because I was all over the place, and I was just really just selling them on the features and not selling them on what I can do for them. So, you know, once I start learning how I can sell it to how it's gonna work for them, that's what helped me drive it in.
Oh, cool. So here's a question. What's the long run like for you? Because here's something I always wondered. Usually like trainers are in really good shape, right? And they're usually like, you know, in their 30s, or 20s or whatever. How long can you still do this job? Because people want to see their trainers like, hey, my trainer's in great shape. But like, long range, can you do this job into your 60s, or do you have a plan, or what are you thinking?
Okay. I'm gonna start out with this. I said I want to be. I got a son. He's 13, so I want to be. I want to be where I'm doing fitness for as long as where my grandkids say, "Granddaddy fast, Granddaddy this." That's how I want it. So to answer your question, be the answer that way. So I want to be doing this as long as I can. You know what I'm saying? So forth. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, I can get my son into it. Maybe I can kind of pass it down to him and so forth and everything right there, and just kind of oversee it a little bit or whatever. But other than that, but yeah, fitness is my life. This is all I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, like I said, it started from young, and just I love it. So you know what I'm saying? I don't see me changing it. And as we get older, fitness need to be becoming more and more a part of it. I said, you know, they say a body in motion stays in motion. So that will be, if that answers your question. I don't want to go on and on with that.
Yeah. But you change it up. Maybe you don't lift so many weights and you do other stuff like as you get on, you know?
Oh yeah. Like I said, I'm pretty much a bodybuilder for my goals or so forth. So I do light heavyweight. But yeah, it'd be days where I do like light stuff or body weight. And I do train with my clients sometimes too. So they always have me to switch it up. So I don't so if I'm doing like a group class or something like that with them, I work out with them at times. So, and that'd be that strictly body weight type exercise and so forth. So that keeps me always switching it up as well.
Cool.
So Trea, you mentioned that you're online, mostly online with fitness now. Can you share a little bit just to people who aren't yet fully there online with their clients? Can you share just like, hey, if you're thinking about going online, here's like top 3 things you should like definitely know and do.
First and foremost, don't think it's gonna be easier. I would say it's definitely not. It's definitely gonna be. You definitely gonna put work into it as well as you are putting into one, you know, in-person training. Now I did think it was gonna be. Now also number 2, it is a little bit easier to get a client one on in person than it is online. So that I would say that's second of all. And third, make sure that you are going into it for the right reasons. Like, what are you wanting to get out of it? How are you wanting to train? Whether you want to do like a hybrid type model where you just train half in person, half online or full online. What are you wanting from that online? Not just to switch over because you hear all about the perks, but for is get more profit. You know, less overhead. You know, freedom, can move where you want. Instead of listening to all those perks, like what are you, how are you going to, you know, go into it, and what are you going to get out of it? So.
Well, let me double back on the first one. Why is it not easier online? Like, why is it not easier for a fitness?
I would say why it's not easier is, well, is one would be the biggest one is still kind of taboo, even though it's a lot of us out here now. There's a lot of trainers that are going into the online space. It's still taboo to a lot, especially in my state of Mississippi, where people don't even want to work out, you know, in person, unless you telling them I don't even get to see you. You see what I'm saying? So while I do, you know what I'm saying? So so that's one thing. So, but yeah, most people are still in that traditional mindset where they feel like they got to reach their goals, where they got to meet the person in person, and that's really far from the truth. It's really about what they do outside of not meeting with us, really. But most people think they need that person there, but it's not. It's way more than that. Yeah.
I want to know how during COVID, like in the middle of COVID, if you're a power lifter or weightlifter, what did you do? When you can't get access to any weights in the middle of COVID, like how did you adapt to that? What did you do?
Yeah, and that piggyback to all what you were saying earlier about the COVID-19, people getting off track and stuff like that. So like I said, it did get me off track for a bit, you know, and everything like that. So I'm still a little bit off track, where some gyms have opened up, but not to the capacity of how I wanted to be, you know, and so forth. So I just really got to just tough it up, and maybe, you know, if it get any longer, I might need to get my own weights. But other than that, I just do body weight workouts right now, you know, and stuff like that. But right now, that's all I can do until I get to a gym that fits what I want and how I like to lift and so forth.
What's your favorite soundtrack you like to work out to?
So, well, I just say, I would say you talking about like
your playlist.
Okay, I don't really have like a playlist, but I would say like you know, my genre is hip hop. So I pretty much would live hip hop, some R&B, but that pretty much.
Are we talking 90s? Are we talking you know, are we talking 2000s? What are we here?
I'm from the 90s, 2000 era, so you know what I'm saying. I do listen to some of that and everything. It's hard to get in tune with some of the newer stuff that's out, you know, and everything like that. So I would say maybe like all the way until like 2010. Okay. Maybe that's about it, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, some of the new stuff cool, you know what I'm saying. But not, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I like the old stuff, you know, too as well.
Give us one or two names. Let's
see. Let's see. Now I do like, say I'm a lyrical person, so I mostly listen to a lot of lyrical people. So I would say J. Cole would be one, Kendrick would one. Let's see. Now we talking about in the early 2000s, Ludacris. That's my favorite favorite rapper there. Yep. All right. Let's see, Trea. Let's see. Who else? I'm trying to think. Jay-Z. You know, people like those, you know, and everything like that. Most lyrical people, but at the same time can make a kind of a crunk song that you can work out to. Right. Let's say it like that. Yeah.
Nice. Well, my final question is a message to the PocketSuite community.
I say what now?
If you share any kind of message with the PocketSuite Pro community.
What I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, what type of message?
You know, as you think about your community of peers of entrepreneurs who are out there, you know, day in, day out, and, you know, building great businesses, living a great life, but also lots of uncertainty, you know, right now. Right. Any message that you have for them?
Oh, it's always gonna be the uncertainty. No matter what climate we in right now. But yes, I would say, we're just to stick with it, no matter what you're going through and everything. The more you keep, you know, the stuff I learned, fail fast and fail forward. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's gonna get you to your wins quicker. So don't be scared to fail, you know, and everything like that. There's only as long as you learn from that failure, that's gonna help you to prepare for it and so forth. Don't worry about what the naysayers saying, whether it be your family, whether it be your friends, and so forth. Keep striving for what you believe in and what you desire, and the world is gonna mold and shift around to eventually to what you want to be and drive to be in your business and life.
There's an old saying that says, you know, tell the universe, you know, your desires, and it will conspire to help you. You know. Right. Just one thing, Sean. What impact has PocketSuite had on you and your business?
PocketSuite, well, like the impact is how versatile it is, how I want to go and everything. It meets every need that I have. I've been with y'all a good while. So what it was I was with MindBody, and MindBody was very, very clunky for me and everything like that. And that's what really got me into it. I don't know how y'all got my email address, but y'all, it was like y'all slipped in my email address some kind of way. But and then and with their PocketSuite, that when y'all was first starting, and I seen this, you know, what it was. And I was those are the things I go with, especially with the processing, where you got to pay them twice, where, you know, you got to pay for the processing fee, then they charge a monthly processing fee for using a system and everything like that. And then you had an app, but most of the stuff had to be done on computer than it was the app doing. So it was very clunky and confusing. Clients couldn't really understand it, thing like that. Then it was, like I said, the price $65. It was going up. It started at $50. I think it was like $65 when I left. It went up since then since I looked last time I looked at it. So very, very affordable, you know what I'm saying, versatile. PocketSuite is very affordable, versatile, fit all my needs and everything, started growing, and you know, I like it. Every time somebody asks me how do I do it, I always mention PocketSuite.
Nice. Thank
All
you.
right, I got one more because I've lived all over, and one of the places I haven't lived, but I've been there, is the South. So my question to you is, like, represent for the South. Why will the South always survive and thrive? And I guess a shout out for the personal trainers from the South, right? Would
Okay.
whatever you think is special about like your region, you know?
All right, why would the South survive and thrive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, is one we know adversity. You know, we know tragedy. We know what, you know, the downfalls and stuff feel like and everything, and we know how to transverse around those type of you know, those outcomes and so forth and everything to make the best out of it. So I would say that'll be in a nutshell with our resilience in that sense and everything. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
It does.
Yeah. Okay.
It's in the blood. It's in the DNA.
Yeah. All right, and what was the last thing you said, Sean?
Oh, just like a shout out to, like, you know, other personal trainers in your area, you know, like, you know, and anyone, how about this? Any mentors you want to shout out to? Anyone who helped you along your way?
Well, I'm actually in Pat Rigsby's program right now. John Goodman, if you, he's pretty cool. John Goodman. So I would say that. He said for the trainers in the South, we are less regarded in the sense of being more like fitness knowledgeable, you know, and so forth, you know, and everything. Nobody don't really think of especially a person from Mississippi where we are the most fattest state. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to listen to, you know what I'm saying, a person that's in that state? What did he know about? So I would say we are what's the word I want to say? We are, you know,
underestimated.
Underestimated. There you go. Underestimated. I've been saying underdogs. That's what I was thinking of. Underdog, underestimated. So with that said, that gives us I would say, use that as your advantage and over deliver for your clients and everything to really show them and also be a example for not only your, you know, not only the region, but also your state as well. Because, you know, that's why I strive too. Even though I'm from here, I try to not look as if I come from here, you know, in that sense of that negative connotation we have over our state.
Right. And how do you give back to your community? Like, what do you do?
Well, I mean, I like I said, I haven't really looked into it too as much, but I definitely want to, like, you know, definitely like want to participate in a few things for as like, you know, maybe going to a run or stuff like that or whatever, a drive and everything. And my son has sickle cell, so I want to be able to see in a way that I can provide, you know, and maybe do like a couple fitness things for a drive or everything that's going on in that sense. And I would say me just helping people out now with their goals and everything like that, giving my knowledge and stuff like that, because I don't hold back on any other thing. Once you become my client, I don't really hold back on how to train and everything, or how you should be doing and so forth. So that will be one way of giving back to the community as well. Because if I can get at least one person to take heed to what my fitness goal, to how to achieve their fitness goal, that can keep them going from years and years to come. They can provide for their family more longer, be here around for their family more longer, and then also be an example for their family members and everything, and be able to teach them as well. So I would say that's giving back as well.
Nice. All
yeah.
right.
So Trea, just one comment. You know, I noticed that you do offer nutritional like sort of emails, like suggestions for healthy recipes. You know, one thing that definitely was challenging for me, because I'm from Nigeria originally, and we cook with some pretty intense stuff, palm oil, and like, you know, I feel like my arteries are clogging watching this, but it tastes so good, right? And so the thing that really got me was people cooking for me with healthy ingredients. So like, I'm going to cook this same agusi soup, but I'm going to put this in it instead of that. And I'm like, oh, wow, there's no difference, right? And so I just wonder if there isn't a next phase to your business that is something like somehow creating some healthy meals for people where they're like, oh, it tastes great, you know,
so
not just the recipe, you know?
Okay. So you asking me if I'm will I start like
would you
cooking for
explore
people?
that, or not you personally, but is there an opportunity to partner with a nutritionist or a chef and just kind of pair what you're doing on the fitness side with some of the cooking?
I actually have been looking for somebody to pair with in that sense, because I was trying to do it locally, but then as I started trying to venture online, I said that one way to work locally. So now I am a affiliate for a company that does like already made meal prep now, you know, and stuff like that. So that would be one way of me doing it. So now me just personally, I haven't found like a true like a person that just cook the food and gonna send it to you and stuff like that, cook it to your taste and whatever you like. That would be a perfect one I would be looking for. Like at least the first person know it's food that they want to eat. Not just, you know, even though the food that off this affiliate program I have, they do have, you know, they have food that some people would like to eat, but you know what I'm saying, but it's still strict on what they got, you know, not your choice. So if I could find somebody that, you know, that definitely can have it where it's their choice and it's cool food that's right for them and cooking and stuff like that, I definitely be on board for that. So that would be one thing I want to do. Yeah.
Awesome. So, well,
I mean, I've been say yeah, but you basically was already in my head what I was trying to do previously. Yeah.
I see where you're going. I see where you're going. Right. Well, we're excited to promote you. Thank you so much for talking to us today. We're big Trea fans.
I thank you, and I'm a fan of y'all as well. And y'all been helpful. Like I said, I can't say nothing bad about you. I just let my person who does my hair or my hairstylist or whatever just send her link or whatever, you know, and everything. Even the guy that do my yard and stuff like that. So
I'm telling you, this is it. This is it. The PocketSuite community. Love it. Thank you so much, Trea.
I thank y'all as well.
Thank you,
Have
Trea.
a good one.
All right, Sean. All right.
Take
Have
care.
a good one, man.
Thank you very much.
Bye.